Hey guys, I'm Taylor.
And I'm Shannon.
And you're listening to Nefarious.
We are two 911 night shift dispatchers that decided to give our perspective on cases and events that happen before and after the emergency call. We cope with difficult situations, calls, and life with dark humor. We mean no disrespect. Our intentions are always to research and present information correctly and truthfully.
Warning. The audio you're about to hear is intended for mature audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
Go, Shane, please. Yes, you need to send some units over to Santa Cruz. What's going on there? I shot my wife last night. You said Santa Cruz? Yes. There's a dog in the house, and he's a sweet dog. He's not going to bother anybody, but I'm sure he's upset. Okay, sir. What is your name? That's all I feel like saying right now. Just go and take care of her. You'll find all of her family's phone numbers and things in her phone. Okay, we'll contact them. Okay, what is her name? Amy Prentice. Amy Prentice? Yes.
That's it.
That's the entire call?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I was ready for
finally agree.
It's an ad. Sorry. You were ready for what? More?
I was ready for a lot more call.
Why?
I assume there were more
I
questions.
just cleared my throat.
You
Sorry.
did. That's going to be a shot.
Sorry. That's it? That's all you have a question about?
Well, I mean, the only thing I wrote down was dog.
Do you remember anything about the call?
So the fact that he's like, there's a dog in the house.
I
And
know.
It's nice.
Nice.
Don't hurt it.
But he's probably upset.
Of course he's upset. His mom,
The dog's name was Lightning.
Lightning.
I was
No.
very upset about it. But I got that because it was a hound dog.
Taylor.
That's you. I know. That's why I got the name of the dog. It was a hound dog named Lightning.
Of course it was.
Okay, we're getting off subject. Anyways.
That's very good. It's Sweet Home Alabama. Bear? Bryant?
Bear, right? He died. You weren't here. Sorry. Okay, this call was made by Shannon Lamb, who was 45, around 10 a.m. on September 14th, 2015. He lived with his girlfriend, Amy Prentice, who was 41 years old, and their hound dog, Lightning.
No.
I know. I thought Prentice was so fun because it totally reminded me of Criminal Minds. And we did not open our beer.
It is not Princess. It's Prentice.
Prentice.
All right. Ready?
Get there.
It got stuck.
Oh, you were behind today.
I was behind. I'm a half a beer behind.
I know he said wife, but I could never find any confirmation that they were actually married.
Okay.
But, anyways, that was Shannon Lamb and his girlfriend, Amy Prentice. They were in Goshen, Mississippi. Is that what I said?
Yes, that is. Sure.
It's Gautier, Mississippi. And I don't know how else to say. I've looked up TikToks and YouTubes
I would
and
say
Google.
Gautier, but that's not how Mississippi says it.
No,
so.
it's like Cajun French. So I read a bunch of people who said that they were local, and they said it was like Goshen, Mississippi.
That makes sense, because they have, like, the Go Tigers. I didn't realize I'd opened that. So sorry.
Go Tigers?
It's GAUX Tigers for LSU.
Oh.
For, like, Louisiana, Mississippi, that kind of area.
I didn't know that.
And they do the EAUX as an O a lot of times. And, well, it's LSU, so.
Well, Amy Prentice was described as an ambitious woman and a devoted murderer. No. I'm so sorry. She was described as an ambitious woman and a devoted mother. Amy was previously married to a man named Sean, and they had a daughter named Abigail.
How is Sean spelled to you? Like, how is his name spelled?
I think his name was Shawn.
Okay, that could be Sean. Yeah.
Sean.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I grew up with
Sean. It's Sean.
I grew up with a guy named Wait, say it again. Sean.
Yeah.
And his name was Sean.
With the W sound?
I didn't name him. I wasn't his mama, but
okay.
Apparently.
Is that your favorite letter, by the way?
What?
W.
No.
You put it in all your words.
No, I don't.
FONT.
No.
Fuck no.
That is it. That's how you say that word.
Mm-hmm.
Say it.
Say it.
You say it.
Font.
Font.
No, say it your way.
I can't even say it your way. It's weird.
Go ahead and put your W in there.
No, it's not a W.
Say it. You say font.
It is. Like Times New Roman. It's a font.
Font.
It's a font. Anyways, Jesus Christ. Amy Prentice was an ambitious mother and... Nope. And see, Lord, I'm so sorry. Ambitious woman and a devoted mother. She was previously married to a man named Sean, and they had named, they had a daughter named Abigail. You're making me sound like an asshole.
I love the name Abigail, though.
Like, yeah, well, you were going to name your kids Abigail, and I had an Abigail, which was a dog.
Oh.
But, her and her ex-husband had divorced years prior, but they remained civil and friends, so that's really nice. Sean said that Amy was valedictorian of her graduating class. She and her daughter were best friends. She was a nurse. She worked for an online company and worked in the medical coding field. She had earned her master's degree in entertainment management because she was actually assisting her daughter with singing career. But at the time, she was murdered. So she was a very, very awesome woman.
Yeah, sounds super smart as well.
Yeah. So the guy who called was Shannon Lamb. He was a college professor at Delta State University in Mississippi.
Shannon as a guy's name. Like, I've heard it. Like, there's, like, NBA players and stuff. But
Yeah, so Dale's husband is named Shannon, but we call him Rock.
Really? I didn't know that.
I'm not going to refer to that grown man as Shannon. I tell his mama that all the time.
It's a unisex name.
Is it?
It is.
I mean, I guess.
As opposed to what my name was supposed to be.
What was it? Gertrude?
See, no. Fuck no. I was not born in 1929.
What, close. What was it? What was it?
I was supposed to be a boy. Like, not supposed to be. Let's not get into that realm. But in the 80s, a long time ago, apparently sonograms were not as advanced as they are these days. And so my mother was under the impression that I was going to be a boy. And she picked the name Johnny Clarence. And the powers that be said, nope, can't let that happen.
Okay.
So I became Shannon.
Not Shanann.
Shanann.
Samantha. Well, anyways, like I said, Shannon Lamb was a professor at a university. That's all the positive attention that he will get from me.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you'll understand why more later on, but...
You normally are devil's advocate on stuff, so...
Yeah, well, I didn't like how... I'll tell you later, but I didn't like how they described everyone else except Amy.
Oh.
They... Let me finish the story, and then I'll tell you. Oh, it made me so damn mad. Anyway, Shannon Lamb was bitten by a spider on his face over the summer, and it became infected, and his face had become extremely swollen. Shortly after he began having mental health issues, Shannon had become very self-conscious of his appearance and started missing scheduled classes, and he began to teach a lot of online courses over the semester. Delta State did confirm that he did take leave for an absence, Lord, for medical reasons, but didn't provide any type of details on that. So,
you already look bad.
I'm so irritated because I just want to tell you about this one part, but anyways, police officers arrived at their home shortly after he called 911 around 10 a.m. to report that Amy had been shot the night before. But we'll let that go.
Will we? Because you don't seem to be letting it go.
She was shot once in the forehead. He had left a note that read, I am so very sorry. I wish I could take it back. I loved Amy, and she is the only person who ever loved me. And he had actually told relatives later that day that it was an accident and he was trying to shoot himself, and Amy had attempted to stop him.
I was going to say, was that note written as like a suicide note or an admission or?
I don't know. But he apparently, per him, because he's clearly honest as can be, had attempted to stop him, and she ended up suffering the gunshot wound in the attempt to stop him. So, about 45 minutes after Shannon had called to report Amy shooting Amy in what did we call it? Goche, Mississippi. Shannon had traveled 5 hours, which was about 300 miles away, and went to the campus that he worked, which was Delta State University. He went in there and shot and killed a colleague and a history professor, Dr. Ethan Schmidt, 3 times in his office.
At the college.
At the university. So, nearby classes heard the shots, and the school immediately went on to lockdown. Professors and students had barricaded themselves in classrooms, bathrooms, closets, with bookshelves, tables, armed themselves with chairs to throw the gunman if he had entered, the whole shebang, right?
Yeah,
like
at that point, it's an active shooter situation on campus.
He had basically created terror in that entire thing. And so crazy that he would wait so close to... He drove 5 hours away, and he had just called right before, 45 minutes before, so about 4 hours.
So after the call we heard, he then drove 5 hours.
No, he was already 4 hours away. So about 45 minutes after he called.
Till the next day. Okay.
So Dr. Ethan Schmidt was 39 years old, and he was shot 3 times with a, oh God, I'm not good gun, his ear gunny. Read that word. .380.
Yeah, it's just a 380.
Okay. He was...
it's a small caliber.
He was shot with a .380 caliber handgun and appeared to be entering or leaving his office because he had a book bag on his shoulder when he was shot and killed. So, I guess that's how they determined that, because he was basically almost in his door line, if you will.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Schmidt completed his PhD at the University of Kansas in 2007. He was an author and an expert in Native American history, which I figured you'd like.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Before working at DSU, he had taught for 6 years at Texas Tech University, where he had received the President's Award for Excellence in Teaching in 2011. He was married to his wife, Liz, and had 3 very young children.
Wow.
Yeah. So, the reason I'm kind of irritated is because every time I look somewhere, every single time I look somewhere, and you already know men, they're held to their highest regard. People spoke about Shannon Lamb like he was the smartest man. He was a professor. He did that. He did this. His accomplishments, his personality. It pissed me off. Because I barely read anything about Amy.
Really?
That's what made me upset. It's because, they were like, Amy was XYZ, and then they would go into Shannon, and it'd be a paragraph. I don't know. Maybe I just got annoyed by it, but...
I mean, not discrediting what happened to her. But was she, did she work? Did she have a career?
She was a nurse, remember? She was a nurse. She had her master's. She was working, helping her... daughter through her singer career, entertainment or something degree she had gotten. She was a nurse. She had done medical coding. I don't give a damn if she was a freaking waitress or scratched.
Even if she was a stay-at-home mom, does not deserve that by any means.
Oh, it just made me so mad because it was just so detailed and things about him and his accomplishments and his personality. It pissed me off. And they just compared to the way that they spoke about Amy and Dr. Ethan Schmidt. I mean, he deserved it as well because he was a victim and stuff like that. And he was very accomplished, which is awesome. But she was literally murdered by this man. Mm-hmm. So I could care less about how talented he was, how smart, how he used to be a heartthrob. People were describing him like that.
The moment that you take someone's life, you lose any other accolades that you have in life. You are automatically, unless it's self-defense, which this is not, but you lose any other accolades that you have.
Yeah. I mean, I understand people being surprised by it. Not you, but if someone else, if someone else we knew like had like gone and killed someone, like we would be surprised by it. However, you sitting over here and be like, I loved him, I had a crush on him, and he was the heartthrob in high school. He just murdered his wife and had
That's
a school shooting. Like, I don't, whatever. No, my circus, no, my monkeys. Oh, it just made me so aggravated. That's why I was just like, he was a professor.
Sure.
Because she deserves so much more than the details she got. But, like I said, I understand people being surprised, but fuck that. I didn't like it. So, there was... I just cleared my throat again.
You did. No shot.
I know. They have no real firm answers on, like, the motive. So, I know in the beginning they were trying to do some sort of, like, love triangle between Amy and Dr. Schmidt, but that was ruled out very quickly. They had only met, like, once before at, like, a Christmas party.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
If there was any, like, if this was, like, a jealous husband with an affair situation.
There was also rumors that stated that there was trying like a suicide pact, but Shannon had backed out. But to this day, they have never been able to prove that. So
Between him and his
Amy.
wife, or him? Okay.
Yeah. However,
I don't know that I've ever read like a husband-wife suicide pact.
oh yeah, I've read a bunch of those.
Really?
I'm for sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you have. You probably just not thinking about it.
Maybe.
Oh, husband wife. That's usually like the main one, ain't it?
I wouldn't think so.
Isn't it?
Ain't it?
Ain't it? Remember I told you that Shannon had been bit by a spider on his face?
Yeah.
Well,
he had like an infection or something.
Yeah, I had read multiple articles about how people believed that the spider bite and infection were possible factors that drove him mad.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Washington County, Mississippi coroner Methel Johnson says that this is incorrect. As far as spider bites, no, that's not going to be true. A Memphis zoo assistant curator, Chris Baker, said that in my experience, you would not have a severe mental reaction to a spider bite. There are physical reactions easily treated by medical doctors. So.
Yeah, because I mean, like I had the spider bite whenever I was younger and was in the hospital for a week.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, like horrible fever. They had to like remove tissue and stuff. It was like a week-long process that I went through.
How old were you?
I was 6 actually. I was a brown recluse.
Brown recluse.
Brown recluse.
Yeah. So I guess they were trying
and
to
obviously no mental psychopathic issues. Fix your face, ma'am.
Is that obvious?
Obviously.
Well, it's your lie. Tell it how you want to. Just kidding. After gunning down Dr. Schmidt, police initiated a massive manhunt, which occurred over 500 miles for like 12 hours.
So he had traveled from his home, and do we know how far it was to the college?
It was 5 hours.
5 hours.
300 miles or something like that.
Okay.
But so it was a pretty good distance. And I'm sure once you, I hate to say like, start a school shooting, like it's like, oh, okay. Hey, who is this? Where is he at now?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, about 12 hours long, and at some point during the day, I assume he would, when he was telling relatives and things about the shooting being an accident, he actually spoke to police and told them that he wasn't going to jail. Yeah.
Who said?
Him. He said, I ain't going to jail.
Okay.
So, the Cleveland police chief, Charles Buster Bigham, said that Shannon Lamb was returning from Arkansas when a license plate reader picked up his plate as he crossed over the bridge of Mississippi River late Monday evening. So I assume how we're close to like the North Carolina line where Delta State University is, like in Arkansas and Mississippi and all that is like right around there.
Yeah,
like,
so it's still like a surrounding area.
It wasn't like insanely far out the way.
Okay.
So that license what's it called? License plate reader picked up his plate, and they didn't end up lighting him up or anything. They just followed him from a distance until he pulled into a neighbor's home. He had actually pulled into like a neighbor's home of this area, and he ran into the woods and shot and killed himself about a mile or so from his parents' home.
Oh, so he really wasn't going to jail.
Yeah, he ain't going.
Okay, well that's one way to make sure it happens.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Pretty much it.
I mean, I always wonder how the families of victims feel when they don't get the explanation behind it.
He just talked to them. I mean, I don't know what he could have said other than what was been released, but
there's so many, like, anytime that you lose anyone to suicide, you're left with questions as to why. In this case, it's obvious why he didn't want to face the consequences of his actions. But, like, there's so many unanswered questions that everyone's left with.
it's weird.
It's very weird. So, what was the correlation between him and the professor? Was that, like, where...
He was just a colleague.
But we don't know why he had animosity towards that particular... Because, I mean, going into a college, you have any number of people. If you
No
wanted to take
motive whatsoever for either one. That's why they were trying to, like, cling on to...
like a love triangle.
A love triangle or suicide pact and stuff like that. But, like, he did this the night before he shot Amy and killed her. And then called about 45 minutes away from Delta State University, which he was already like 5 hours away.
Right.
And then went into Delta State University, walked to Dr. Ethan Schmidt's office, shot and killed him 3 times, and then just left.
It doesn't make sense, though.
That's why they're trying to, like, make a sense of, like, spider bite, mental health, things like that, but...
No, like, people go through... Like, we've taken the spider bite calls, and at no point am I thinking about, like, the mental health aspect of that. I understand, like...
But he had had the spider bite months in advance.
Okay, so infection, fever, possible brain damage, but even then...
Is it?
Well, yeah, because whenever I had mine, like, my fever spiked to 104.5.
I get the brain damage or possible some sort of thing from...
Don't
Well,
say
you
that
were
when I
also
just said I had it.
No. You were also 6 years old. He's, like, in his however long old.
Yeah. It's just odd. Like, those two people. Because you had 5 hours. If he's just wanting to go on, like, a spree killing, you had 5 hours worth of victims to take out. So there has to be some type of explanation. 1, why he killed his wife. And 2, why he would have killed a colleague seemingly out of the blue.
Yeah. It was very weird. I wish we had more explanation as to why.
Yeah.
But he was basically a murderer, a school shooter. He killed his colleague. He took someone from his children and wife, and then he killed the other, his girlfriend or wife or whatever you want to claim her as, and left her without a mom. It was just... No, I wish we had more explanation as to why, but...
Yeah. But, I mean, a lot of times you're left without that. Like, you don't know why people do the things that they do.
But, Dr. Ethan Schmidt ended up he was an author. He had, like, multiple books, like, for, like, the Native American aspect. He was super, super, super smart. He had books, and he was, what's the term? Very, smart, what's the word I'm looking
Prestigious?
for? He, like, knew a lot of certain...
Knowledgeable?
Of historics for, oh my god, I can't even think. He ended up actually shouting out Shannon Lamb in one of his books.
Are you serious?
About working with him, which is just really, really sad.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah. Just saying, like, he worked with, like, great people, smart people, blah, blah, blah. Shannon Lamb was prestigious. Yeah, he was prestigious, but he was also a piece of shit, like you said.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I hate him. But, I will make a quote from Dr. Ethan Schmidt. It says, "To be a historian is to grapple with the very core of what is that makes us a human. Our triumphs, our tragedies, our flaws, and our strengths are all laid bare by the Edit.
That's a shot.
Edit. Okay. I will make a quote by Dr. Ethan Schmidt from one of his books. To be a historian is to grapple with the very core of what it is that makes us a human. Our triumphs, our tragedies, our flaws, and our strengths are all laid bare by the scholarly study of history. And without this kind of inquiry there is little hope for mankind."
I like that.
I know. I figured you would.
So, we hope that you guys have enjoyed this episode of Nefarious, and we look forward to you joining us next time with our next case.
Okay, love you. Bye.